And we are back. What up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Strain Forward podcast. I have not done very many solo episodes. I think I've done two. This will be my first one where I actually have access to a microphone and I have a better setup behind me. I'm not holding the camera on my phone. It's actually like a legit, more legit setup. I've got my webcam and all the things. So this is going to be a very quick one, guys. I have a call coming up in 10 minutes, but I wanted to squeeze a podcast in talking about how to overcome tough days. And specifically in the context of your fitness, your health, your nutrition journey. This is what I find a lot of people struggle with. A lot of people struggle with, the phrase that you throw the baby out with the bathwater, which is also like a very strange phrase. We all understand what it means, but like, that's a really weird phrase. So beside the point, one thing that happens is people, they get to the weekend. If let's say they got a week straight of just eating clean, nutrition's great, everything's going awesome. They get to the weekend and let's say they have a slice of pizza, or let's say they have a bad day and they eat a whole pizza, a whole medium pizza. What happens is I find that people enter into this like shame cycle where they feel like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, see, I knew I couldn't be consistent. See how this is pointless. This is stupid. I shouldn't even try. I'm done with this. I'm never going to be able to be fit. And they throw the baby out with the bathwater and they completely go against what they committed to and what they just did for the week prior. And starting on Monday, they're back to their old habits. And so I think one thing that's interesting is we've got to learn how to accept that there are going to be really bad days. Like I use myself for an example. Right now, I just gave a nutrition example, but that can be applied really to anywhere. But because I'm in this niche, I'm keeping it to fitness, health, nutrition. I'll use myself as an example. Today, I was working out and, I got up early. I didn't sleep great. That'd be the first, context there. But I got up early, got to the gym by like 6:15, and I was going to hit my conditioning piece. And honestly, I felt great. I drank a little, I got up early, I drank a little bit of coffee. I got up at like 5, drank a little coffee. I got in the word. I was like feeling good. I wasn't feeling groggy. I didn't even feel like I needed to warm up much. Like I just felt awesome, which is rare. I went in there, I got started on this Metcon, and it was just like everything in me just sank. Not emotionally, I just felt like I had no energy, no drive, no push, no want to be there. I actually almost quit. I was like, I was climbing up the rope and I was like, I don't want to do this. That's the thought that entered my head. I was like, I don't want to do this. And I kept going. I actually did keep going. I got done and I text my coach. And yes, for those of you who don't know, coaches do have coaches. I think it's important that we all have someone who's above us or outside of us that can speak into us. And I text my coach and I was like, dude, I just feel terrible. Like I feel awful. And he was like, yeah, dude, some days are like that. Like some days they're just bad. And it's so funny because I remember that. I know that. And I tell my clients that, but I forget that myself. And I think you probably do too. Like if you would speak to yourself, I forget where I heard this from, but if you would speak to yourself the way that you speak to your kids or your friends when they have a bad day or something goes wrong or whatever, you speak to them so kind, so lovingly, so gentle. You offer up advice. You remind them, hey, this isn't your identity. It's just a bad day. It's okay. Show up tomorrow. Like you tell them all the things. But then when it comes to us, when it comes to ourselves, we are so quick to just be ruthless with ourselves. And it's good to be ruthless to an extent. It's absolutely good to be ruthless to an extent. You have to be willing to look at yourself objectively and tell yourself the hard truths. Yes. But you also need to be able to show yourself some compassion. There are days where you could dot all the I's and cross all the T's and you show up and it just does not go well. And that's okay. Like it could just be the day. And it's fine because the win is not in the performance, right? For you, going back to that nutrition example, the win is not that you eat perfect or that you hit all your macros, or it's that you're trying. And you're doing better than you were before. If you've previously not been trying and not been tracking your food and not been doing anything to move the needle forward in your health and wellness, doing anything is better. So that's a win. Now, at a certain point, that can become an excuse. So it's like, oh, well, I had a salad today, so I'm doing good. It's like, okay, yeah, for now that might be the win. But if once you level up, you're going to have to level up again and again and again. And that's a conversation for another day. The point of this is I don't want you guys out there to get so discouraged and so down on yourself that you forget, man, the win in becoming this person is just about casting votes. I love what James Clear says in Atomic Habits. I love that book, and it's very popular, and it's very popular for a reason. He's right. It is about casting votes. Like today's performance for me was atrocious. I mean, embarrassing, especially at the level of athlete that I am, the caliber of athlete I am. And it's not being braggadocious, it's just a fact. Like, I'm one of the fittest dudes in the world. I've competed for years in the sport of CrossFit. I've been a top 100 worldwide athlete in the open. I've made it to semifinals. I've almost made the games a few times. Like, I'm a very high level athlete, and I can do a lot of things really well. So my performance was terrible, but the effort was there. Like, I showed up. I got up early when I have no reason to get up early. Like, I barely have anything on my schedule. Like, I'm fitting this into my schedule because I'm free. You know what I mean? So it's like I could have been working out right now, or this afternoon. I've got a 4-hour block. I could have worked out this afternoon, and maybe I should have. But either way, I got up early. I got in the Word. I got to the gym. I did the workout. I didn't cut any corners. I worked the full 4 minutes on, 2 minutes off, and moved the weight I was supposed to, and climbed the rope, and did the thing. Like, I did it. That's a win. Now I figure out, okay, how can I make this better? And so for you out there, going back to the nutrition, going back to goals you've set for yourself, even if it's outside of health, wellness, nutrition, figure out, one, how to give yourself some love and grace, but two, can you do better? Like, is there a way that, okay, maybe I need to not go to this place. Every time I drive by that pizza place, I want to buy a slice of pizza, and I do, so maybe I shouldn't drive that way. I mean, I don't know. I'm just throwing something out there. I think you kind of understand the point. Or maybe you need to, tell the people in your inner circle that you go to places with, hey, I want you to hold me accountable. Like, my goal is this. I really want to do this. Hold me accountable. If you see me about to buy a Coke or to whatever, tell me not to. It sounds crazy, but sometimes we have to take that as those extreme measures, right? And for me, it's like, okay, what could I have done different nutritionally this morning? Maybe the coffee wasn't a good idea. Maybe it dehydrated me and I felt terrible, because coffee does dehydrate you, or caffeine does. So maybe it was that. Maybe I could have, maybe backed it up an hour, so got a little extra sleep, and then maybe that would have been it. Or maybe I needed a better warm up, or whatever. Maybe if I can find someone to train with, so I'll feel more motivated to train harder. Whatever it is, we always need to be analyzing and getting better. But at the same time, these tough days are just inevitable. Right? Like, here's, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see what I'm talking about. But if you're listening on the podcast, just imagine a graph, right? It's a graph. There's x-axis, y-axis. I don't know if I got my numbers right with on YouTube, if this is X or if this is Y. I don't know. I was not an algebra guy. But either way, you got a graph, right? Starting in the bottom corner, going straight up. So it's a linear progression, just straight up. If you were to zoom out far enough, to your journey, my journey, anyone who's tried to do anything in this life, it would look like it is a linear progression straight up. It would look incredible, right? But if we were to zoom in, right? So let's just say that's a 10-year scale. Let's zoom into like the day-to-day scale. Do you know what that would look like? It would look crazy drastic with these ups, these downs, these peaks, these valleys, these ins and outs, and you'd be like, what is going on here? How did you have such a far dip below where you were last week, and then you climbed back up? You really question what's going on. But that is the journey for all of us. That's the life journey. It really is. And I'm convicting myself as I'm talking about it. I'm reminding myself that it's not linear. So my call comes up here in 2 minutes, so I'm going to hop off. But I think you guys understand the point. The goal of this podcast was really just to be encouraging, offer up some advice. And really the advice is show yourself some grace, some love, keep showing up, right? That's why I genuinely love my motto, as corny as it is. I'm not trying to, sell my business here. I'm just saying, like, the keep moving forward mantra is really effective, because when you want to not do anything, keep moving forward in the sense, like, even if it's a half a step, like even if it's a stumble forward, like you trip, You trip and you fall, and it feels like you fell over and the world's falling on you. Guess what? You moved forward, and all you gotta do is get up and do it again. It's like if you just keep stumbling forward, you'll eventually get there. Which, man, even as I remind myself about that, it's so convicting. So don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. If anyone knows a better phrase than that, let me know, because I'd like to use one better than that, but it's applicable. Show yourself some grace, some love. Keep moving forward. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you want more solo episodes like this, let me know somehow. Shoot me a message on Instagram or comment on the YouTube video. Let me know if you enjoy this. I would like to start, sprinkling these in from time to time where I just get on here and talk about this stuff. I enjoy this. So anyways, love you guys. Peace. Keep moving forward. I'm out.